banking stocks dominate today's trading day. Let's now speak to Roseline Oliyide, Senior Associate at BGL Securities. She joins me on the line from the NSE. Thank you so much, Roseline, for joining us.
Thank you.
A slightly positive day in terms of the close of the market. We're seeing some gains in likes of Mobil, Forte Oil, Lafarge, WAPCO. But really, I think when I see the trading activity these days, I just get the sense that a lot of people are waiting for that earnings season to take off in full blast with the banking results.
Yeah, you are right, Wale. That's why it's been cautious trading on the floor. You discovered that for the first 2 weeks in July, volumes have been dropping, save for volumes I've been seeing in First Bank. So market is really waiting for Q2 results, and that's why investors have not been bullish on major stocks now. So just waiting for the result. Just today, GT announced that the board is going to meet 24th of July to decide on interim dividend. So, and that will show to you when to really expect this result.
All right. So in another week or so, we should be getting some results out of the banks.
Exactly.
But what are your broad expectations? You're mentioning that investors are trading cautiously before those releases. But many people I have spoken to have suggested that this should be a good time for the market. Q3 should be very positive compared to what we saw in Q2.
Yeah, for the banks, yes, we believe that many of them, they've gone past the regulatory headwinds, and then they've re-strategized, and their Q2 results should ordinarily be better. But then, don't forget that investors, until results are out, you cannot be too sure. So that is why they're a little bit being cautious. You saw UBA today got an intraday of 8 naira and then went back again. So again for GT, intraday 31.5 before profit taking slid it back to I think below 31. So that is the kind of thing we see. People take profit until they're really very sure of what these banks are likely to do.
All right. And so while we wait for those results, which stocks do you like right now? How do you advise people to trade in this market?
Well, I want to believe that banking stocks that have been oversold, for many of them, their valuations are, they're still trading very below their valuations. It's just because of what has happened now. But I want to believe that the results might not be as disappointing, as market is really expecting, and then they should start taking position now. I want to look at the like of UBA. UBA at below 8 naira now is a very, very good buy. Many of these banks, First Bank, they embark on roadshow, and that is making international investors to look their way. So by the time local investors take position, they should just have first mover advantage against international investors. So I think for banks, you look at UBA, you want to look at Zenith, and then GT.
All right, so a big focus on the top-tier banks.
Yes.
What about Transcorp? What's your take on Transcorp? It has done pretty well this year. In fact, if you extend it to last year, it has had a very good run. So your take on how far Transcorp can go from here? Well,
Transcorp is still a very good buy. A lot of activity is going on Transcorp. Before now, the rally we saw from the 4.80 naira price levels up to 5.80, they were just because of international investors' interest in them, which has been sustained over time. And so by the time the result is out, we are looking at some levels above 7 naira. Many of the valuations around Transcorp, they are well above 6 naira, going to 7 naira. So I think for now, we've not seen, it has gotten a support at 5.80, and then by the time the result is out, it can only get better. So Transcorp is a very good buy for now.
All right, let's talk a bit about Seplat in the oil and gas space. A lot of news around Oando recently, but Seplat also, I think, should be reporting later this month. And I guess many people will be looking very closely at those numbers since it was listed. So your take on Seplat, it's had also a very good run if you look at the last few weeks.
Well, Seplat, don't forget, immediately after listing, many of the investors could not get their units. So, but for now, we've seen lots of profit taking, sell down, and it has stabilized at 700 naira. So by the time the result is out, particularly because of new development, new oil fields they are going to add, we heard that the Oliyide field is going to be added. I think it should still, the valuation will still be better for Seplat. But for now, until we see the results, it should just be stable at 700 naira for now.
Right, and for Oando, I think some positive news around their acquisition of ConocoPhillips assets. So that seems to be a deal that is done now. And so is that something that you think will impact on the share price going forward?
Well yes. There's a lot going on around Oando. Don't forget, we are still expecting their year-end result. Q1, we have not seen their Q1, and then the issue of the right, they are coming out for rights issue. So many of these issues, they are discounting Oando, a lot of uncertainty around it. But on the long run, Oando is a very, very good buy. By the time they are way past the consolidation, July 30th, like they said, and then they've consolidated the Konoko asset, I believe there will be a very good buy for investors. But for now, market is a little bit cautious about what are their numbers likely to be before, and then particularly the right price, at what price is going to come out. And Oando has not given the market any news concerning that. So I guess for now, it's just hovering around these prices, and this has been the price for the past 3 weeks, 28 naira, 27.9. So I guess until that uncertainty around those issues are resolved, it might not get better than this.
All right, Roseline, thank you for that update. We'll continue to follow disclosure from Oando. Roseline Oliyide, a senior associate at BGL Securities, reviewing the trading day in Nigeria.